If you're poor, why would you have kids? Me and my wife are arguing about children the past few weeks. We are struggling to get by and she can't work. I have no interest in raising kids on welfare or broke and she's fine with it, leading to a lot of stress. Sorry. I grew up in a welfare house, and I don't want to raise a child like that. I'd guess at least half of pregnancies are unplanned. Lots of people don't intend to have kids, but it happens anyway. There are several factors at play here. I'm going to name a few. 1. There is a strong correlation between poverty and lack of education. Uneducated people often don't realize how much of a problem it is to have a child, or consider having a child in suboptimal conditions normal as it's how they were had. 2. Adding to the one before, uneducated people usually aren't sexually educated. This means they are unaware of how important things like contraceptives are. 3. Having a child means moving up the social ladder. Kind of. You stop being a nobody to become a mom. This leads to being in a different position of the social hierarchy. In many poor families, taking care of the child is a family thing, with grandparents and siblings giving a hand. 4. For many people, their children are a source of pride. Having children means having something to be proud of. The child is oftentimes one of the few achievements these people have. I'm greatly generalizing, of course. These aren't absolute laws. Also sucks for the child. Having poor healthcare, little food, and parents are most likely not in the right state of mind to take care of a child, so they can work the farm. My parents had a business. They had a savings. They wanted a kid. 18 months after I was born, there was a car accident. My folks survived, but Dad was in bad shape. They lost the business. Then Dad died from complications. So my mother had a 3-year child, a dead husband, and liens on everything she owed. She didn't have a choice. She became poor and did everything she could to make sure I had food, clothes, and a roof over my head. It hasn't been a lavish lifestyle, but it is what I know. Sometimes circumstances can change everything. Besides what other people said. Social pressure. It's weird, but it is so integrated in society to put pressure in couples, and especially women, to procreate that even in poor social circles people are requested to have kids. We are raised to want to be parents. I took a long time to have my son because I wanted to be safer in the economic aspect, and also took me some time to find someone I'd actually would consider to raise a kid with. And I was asked about it all the time. There are several reasons for having kids when poor. Lack of education on and access to contraceptives, welfare benefits, a strong desire to have children regardless of one's economic position, social factors that outweigh economic responsibilities. Growing up poor and escaping. I can look back in and provide some insight from the British standpoint. Essentially, it all comes down to what they wrongfully see as easy money. In the mid to late 90s, when I was 8 or so, you'd get £17 for child 1 and then another £9 per child plus job seekers allowance. I'm having to guess a little here, but I think I was about £40 per week in the same era. My mum would have taken away approximately £75 per week. Maybe more, and not had to work as my dad had to pay her money. For someone who has always been work shy, having kids was seen as a way to get by. Obviously, it was a medium-term solution as we've all grown up and the government have reduced handouts considerably since then, but I think that mentality, especially in the poorer parts of the country, has still persisted. A Filipino can answer that. The overwhelming amount of poor families in the Philippines is caused by the lack of family planning. Horniness. They also think and hope that their children will bring them success and wealth once they get a job. At the end of the day, it's very difficult to get out of poverty, so very few families actually succeeded. 1. They cannot afford reliable birth control, and/or may be in relationships where pregnancy and sex are used to control the female partner. 2. They may not have been poor when they had the kids, but life-changing circumstances occurred that pushed them into poverty. In general, people are choosing not to, or they're having fewer than their parents did. That's the documented trend. I was so poor as a kid. No beds. I used to sleep on the floor. I woke up with an ant inside my ear. It was pure terror. Ant. Having kids in some countries means baby boxes at birth, including clothes and doubles as a baby basket. Healthcare, which obviously means no hospital charge for having the baby. 9 months paid paternity leave. Either parent. Chop and change to suit. 1,200 hours per year preschool per child till school she 4/5. Child benefit for all earning under 50,000 British pounds. Both parents can earn 49k each and you still get this benefit as standard. Even the Tories. Other benefits means tested like child tax credits and universal credit are available if your income allows. Dental is free for all under 26 regardless of income or employment status. Public bus transport is free for all under 21 or above currently in education. Eyewear with prescription lenses is free for all in education to the value of £89 per child. Eye tests have been free for a decade for all Inc. adults. Prescription medication? That's free as well if you are a prince or a pauper. No one in the country pays at point of purchase. And education is free. Want to be a surgeon? Your master's degree or whatever is on the public purse. Whatever the career, the university education is free regardless of income. So a child at university with no costs does not need that horrific loan that will haunt them for life. Throw in the 10 days per year, family care days, in law that you have the right to use in any emergency. Yes, kids are a fortune to feed and clothe and raise, but it's never been better to raise a child. Are children in countries that value these policies? The theory is, I believe, pay for the child. Public purse. Get it right for every child. Gurfic principle. And you will not be paying for that child turned adult who is in jail age 25. So I've read. Living where you have to stress over hospital bills, college funds, childcare and not being able to bond with your baby due to the lack of paternity pay is just horrific. My parents started out poor and it was rough for all of us at the start. They did their very best, though the struggle was a bit hard a lot of times. We did not stay poor our whole lives and became more than comfortable at certain points. It was hard, but it's still a net positive for me, and I am glad I am here to have a human experience. To experience love, hardship, wonder. I guess it all depends, how poor, and how committed your family is to rising above the circumstances. For people who started out struggling, I do consider myself a lucky one. You are thinking rationally. Not everyone thinks rationally all the time. I firmly believe a lot of kids are, children. I'm not saying only rich people should have kids. If you're poor, why would you have kids? Quote, dude. I was financially stable and well off when I had my kids. Divorce and a lot of bad luck has led to where I am today. I don't regret having my kids. They're both gonna be well-rounded, fantastic people. 1. People who do not have financial achievement will seek other means to give them meaning. E.g. family support. Motherhood, fatherhood is arguably something that gives people immense sense of purpose. So kids are their source of meaning in life. 2. Sides. In the less developed area, One can argue that more kids means more chance that more people will bring in money to family as they grow up. Kids are potential investment. 3. Also, more kids means if anyone has any health issue in future, there will be higher chance to have someone who can be the breadwinner in the future also. Kids are insurance. 4. Otherwise, it could just be poor people generally don't have additional capacity to think so much since they are busy bringing food onto the table. Hence they just do things naturally as what has been expected to them by their religious family, friends, country, culture, etc. So kids are part of culture. 5. And the most cynical point. Poor people in general don't have a lot of entertainment option. Hence sex is the most affordable one while people stay at home. So kids are byproduct of adults' entertainment. Caveat. Then again, this is just my opinion.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.